So we are live. Hey, hey, hey. Hey, hey, hey. We are live. So we are going to start the music. So every time, y'all know how I do when it goes live. Now we just had the rehearsal. The music came up fine, but now it's like somebody is inside the computer, just doing whatever they want to do. Because now my music is spinning and not playing. This is live and not Memorex. It's just slow, but bear with me because it's coming. I don't know why it always does this to me. It must be my computer and its compatibility with the Facebook, because before when I'm not on Facebook, it works pretty fine. But once I go on Facebook, it doesn't work pretty fine. It's like just streaming. So y'all don't want me to start singing. Real recognize real. Why are you not playing? See, French, this is because her technology works way better than mine. Here we go. Here we go.
Here it comes.
It cuts off. It's like it's just circling. So I'm not sure. I'm okay. I'm leave it alone. Leave it alone.
Sounds good.
Yeah, it has to be my computer. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bypass that. Don't work this time. Yeah, it's not working. So I'm just going to bypass the music. Hello, hello, hello. And thank you for tuning in to the Real Recognize Real Talk radio show on our Facebook Live page. So my name is Lynette. I am the host for this evening. Franchella is in Colombia with her husband, Tony. And with me tonight is our special co-host, Erica Sterling Bush. Welcome, Erica. Thank you for joining us tonight. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. Hello. Happy to be here. Thank you, Lynette.
You're welcome. So tell the audience a little bit about yourself.
Well, I am a learning technology specialist. I also am a web developer, and I've known Lynette for several years. She's one of my closest friends, and I was so excited when she asked me to co-host today. So this is my first time, and I'm happy to be here.
Thank you. We're happy to have you. We're happy to have you on the Real Recognize Real Talk radio show. So what we do is we generally play the music, but as y'all can see, the music was acting funny. Now, just so that everybody knows, was the music not just playing pretty fine before we started this live stream?
The music was exactly perfect. I don't know
y'all just so y'all know out there, it's not me, okay? It's not me. It's the technology. Blame it on the technology. So anyway, we want to first start off by giving you some hood news, and then we're going to dive right into our first guest, Donavan S.West, who is in our waiting room. So thank you for joining us. I do see you, Donavan. So let's talk about Will Smith briefly. So Will Smith just made a public apology after about 3 months to Chris for smacking Chris Rock. So how do you feel about that?
Oh my God, I'm sorry. I just don't buy it. You know, I feel like it took him 3 whole months to finally apologize again. And Chris Rock is frankly over it. He needs to just move on and let it go. Chris does not want to make up with him. They said time heals all wounds. So I just think he should just let it die out and don't bring it up no more, because it was just so humiliating for Chris. I just don't think Chris is ever going to accept his apology.
Right. I think that is like kind of too soon. I mean, I think that eventually he will and let bygones be bygones, but for it to be done so publicly and for the delay in apologizing, it's almost like if I accept your apology or allow you to communicate to me, that gets it off your conscience. But I still have to deal with
Right.
that public humiliation. So
Right.
you let me let you simmer in yours a little bit too. So
True.
at any
True.
rate, it was in poor taste that it even happened in the first place. So yeah.
Exactly.
So moving right along, there are two different women in the news. Well, actually, three different women in the news, and they're all involving some form of man issue. So there was a 37-year-old nurse in LA who she's from actually Texas, I believe they said, who was allegedly drinking and driving, and it ended in a car crash where 6 people ended up dead.
Oh my
And
goodness.
there's rumors going on that it was a result from drinking and driving or an argument that she had with her boyfriend or significant other, that which led to it. It's unfortunate. Our hearts go out to the families and that are
Yes.
impacted by this.
Yes.
It's upsetting because number one, you're not supposed to drink and drive. Number two, innocent victims' lives were lost because of your negligence. So yeah. So
Yeah.
share your
It's
thoughts.
awful. Yeah, I mean, I think it's awful. As that, everyone would feel the same way. I mean, 6 people died, so unfortunately, someone has got to pay for this. I think I hate when people like things like this happen to people because they're going to slam the book on her. But
Right.
6 people, 6 lives were lost. So it's just a horrible situation everywhere around, every which way.
They said that she's facing 90 years in prison. She could be facing 90 years in
Yikes!
prison, which is basically a life sentence. So
Yikes!
there's another young lady who she recently stabbed her 2 children. One's 2 and one is 4, I believe. The daughter died, and the son is in critical condition in the hospital. And the stabbing was supposed to be a result from a custody battle with the other parent, and that is also tragic. So our hearts go out to that family as well. And it's unfortunate because sometimes when couples don't work things out, the children are a result of their inability to communicate or get along or co-parent. And it leaves the children in a tough spot where they're not of the age. Some children are not at the age where they know how to even process what's going on. And they're not at the age where they can make decisions about, how they want to spend out the rest of their lives. So it's unfortunate that this mother took out her anger and frustration on the children without getting the help that she needs. Obviously, there's more to it than that for you to stab your own children. It's not just about the custody battle. It has to be some mental traumas going on.
Definitely.
So share your thoughts
Yeah,
on that
this
as
one
well.
I just think they're going to slam the book on her because, unfortunately, like you said, mental illness sounds like it was definitely apparent, but you kill kids. It's so many people that want children and they can't have kids, and then you're blessed to have a child, and then you murder your child. There's usually no sympathy for that. Usually
Right,
they slam the book on people like that. So I think
right.
she's just in a tough spot, and I don't think it's going to look good for her future. She looks like she's going to go to jail.
I really wish that people get the help that they need to heal from whatever the traumas are that are impacted that impact them in their lives, so that they don't hurt themselves or other people as a result from, which is one of the reasons why Erica and I are
Right,
working hard on writing a book. So we're co-authoring a book together to help people learn how to deal with their traumas
grief.
better. So stay tuned for that because it's going to be coming out really soon. So
Right.
I have some announcements to make, but I'll make them at the end of the show. One last thing before I bring on our amazing guest. Kim Kardashian and Pete Davis
I
split up. Yeah,
knew this
as
was
we
going
knew,
to happen.
Yeah, it's
I
no.
already knew this, but I'm not surprised that this happened because, I felt like Pete Davidson was a boy toy, and she was on a rebound, and he's just not the kind of guy. Like she seems like she wants a kind of alpha male that kind of runs stuff, and he's 28, she's 41. She has 4 kids. I just didn't see it lasting long. What about you?
Yeah, I didn't see it lasting either, but because I'm not sure whether they're compatible or not. I'm not really sure, but sometimes compatibility is not sometimes compatibility is important. So you have to find someone who kind of shares your same value system, thoughts, and beliefs, and enjoys doing similar things. So we're gonna end with that hood news. So thank you, Erica, and we're going to bring up our first guest for the evening. So I know Erica calls him Donavan, so I have to make sure that I ask him, is that the proper pronunciation, because I like to call him Donavan. So
I
I'm
don't
going
see
to
him on
bring
the
him up.
screen. I saw him and he popped up.
I know. It's like he pops up and then he goes away. So he should be coming up soon. Like I said, the technology works perfectly when Franchella is in it. Bear with me. It said to bring him up. Now it puts you on the side. See? It
Okay.
said to add him to the stream. And so I added him to the stream. And so why it's not coming up, I don't know. It's doing all kinds of things right now, y'all. Bear with me. It's changing the look of my screen. Franchella, okay. Franchella's probably like, Lynette,
There you
she's probably
go.
watching.
Oh, you came up.
It's coming.
Okay.
You're going.
It's like he's coming. There. Well, where are
He's there,
you?
but he's there, but I can't
Because
see
now,
you anymore.
You gotta put your video back on.
I know.
Here you
There
go.
you go. Oh.
Can you hear
That's it.
me?
That's it. Stop. Just one click.
Can
Just
you
one
hear
click.
me?
Yes, I can hear you. One click. That's it.
Donovan? Or is he trying to edit? Is he trying to edit his screen?
No, he was
Because it
there.
looks like,
It was
okay. Let
you.
me go
All
back.
3 of you was there, but you have to just click it once, and then I think
Yeah,
he
I clicked on
disappeared.
add him. I clicked on add them to the stream, and then it stopped my camera. Now it's starting my camera. It's like somebody's in the background controlling my computer. I don't want to close y'all all. I don't want to close y'all all. So I'm trying to do it again. Donovan, please bear with us. Add to stream. Now I'm not touching it. It says
Perfect.
add to stream. Now I'm not touching it. Is he there? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's there.
All
He's
right.
there.
Okay. So thank you for your patience. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to introduce you. So what I was saying before is I was saying I want to make you the one in the middle though. What I was saying is I want to hey, there's somebody on Valentine from Nigeria. Is really enjoying the show. So thank you for tuning in all the way from Nigeria. Tracy, how are you? So Donovan, let me know if I'm pronouncing your name correctly. Donovan or Donovan? Because Erica likes to call you Donovan.
My name is Donovan. Donovan.
Donovan. So let me give you a proper introduction. So Donovan Sterling Bush is a relationship coach and
Sterling
entrepreneur.
West. Sterling West.
Say that again.
It's
Donovan.
Donovan
Sterling West.
Sterling West. What did I say?
Bush.
Oh, I'm sorry. Donovan Sterling West is a relationship coach and entrepreneur, a community leader, a motivational speaker, and mentor who is recognized for his excellent leadership skills, passion, and positive outcomes as a community developer and activist, entrepreneur, critical thinker, and strategic planner in the tri-state Philadelphia area and beyond. His mantra is, you do what you can with what you have from where you are. Donavan is a forward-thinking executive who has dedicated his life to engaging in community empowerment, public affairs, and social services. He is a graduate of Penn State University, where he earned a bachelor's degree in administration and justice and minority studies, and earned a master's degree in organizational leadership from Eastern University. Donavan led the African American Chamber of Commerce of Philadelphia, Delaware, and New Jersey, and built successful relationships with the PA Legislative Black Caucus, also the SBA, Diverse Force, and several council reps and congressmen as well as Lindustry. He has made several on local radio stations as well. Donavan serves as on several different committees and serves as a business consultant and technical advisor to minority businesses through the Urban League and the Enterprise Center. He also serves on several well-known boards that actively advocate, promote, uplift, and help to improve the lives of Black and brown men and their families. Donavan is also the CEO of Culturally Congruent Solutions, providing workforce solutions to entrepreneurs, execs, and management staff, specializing in executive coaching, diversity, equity, and inclusion training, facilitation, change management, and so much more. He also founded the Black Business Accelerator, Inc., which he will talk with us a little bit more about on the show. So welcome to the Real Recognize Real Talk radio show, Donavan. Thank you for joining us. That you do a lot, as you can hear. He does a lot, so you do a lot.
Mouthful. That was a mouthful.
Right.
It is, and it's a condensed. Believe it or not, it's a condensed bio.
Wow, that's a lot.
So well, that's what you do. So we appreciate all that you do, because like I said, it's for the good of Black and brown people. The underserved is what it is that you do. So tell us a little bit about the Black Business Accelerator, Inc.
Yeah, Black Business Accelerator it's a platform, really, to be perfectly honest, where I leverage the relationships that I have in the business community to identify ways that the businesses can be more healthy, and scalable. The number one focus for many businesses is to survive. So the business owner typically leverages their gifts and talents to create something of a business. But the reality is when you look into the business deeply, you see that there are lots of gaps, right? Most of those gaps are in the back office in terms of the technical things that you need for the business to really be healthy and scalable. And so my focus is to have the undesired, conversation, to talk about the potential blind spots, the black holes, the blemishes, the bruises, the dents that you have in your business, and to make your business whole, and then to put you in a position where you can actually start to scale your business up, whether it is resources, a certain amount of information, asset mapping, accountability, the whole nine. And then, of course, last but not least, advocate for your business. So when your business is in the right place, the right conditions, and is doing what it's supposed to do, but the status quo, so to speak, is not opening the doors, well, count me in as your big brother to knock some of those doors down and to be the advocate and leverage relationships so that your situation is known, and hopefully plow the field if necessary to sow the necessary seeds for your business to grow.
Sounds wonderful. How can a business join?
Awesome.
Yeah, how can they join?
Well, a business can join. They can just send me an email. Donavan at bbaccelerator.com. Donavan at bbaccelerator.com, or they can simply just send me DM me through my IG at
So his volume went out for me.
Yeah, it seemed like you got frozen.
So can you repeat that, because your volume kind of went down for me?
Oh, there
Okay.
you go.
Yeah.
All right. Did you hear
Yeah,
all that?
technology. So be patient with us, because like I said, this is live, and sometimes technology works and sometimes it doesn't. So thank you. So can you share your email address as well again?
And your
Because it
IG.
kind of froze. Your IG.
No problem. My IG is at Donavan S.West. That's DONAVN S.West. You can find me on IG that way. You can also just shoot me an email, which is Donavan, DONAVANS. Oh, sorry, just Donavan at BBA, BBAccelerator.com. That's Donavan at BBAccelerator.com.
Awesome.
So what drove you into this? Like, what drives your passion for helping the Black and Brown community in the way that you do?
Well, number one, as a Jamaican, I grew up always exposed to the culture. In terms of, they used to always make the jokes about how Jamaicans have so many jobs and so many businesses. Well, yeah, Jamaicans, we are like one of the originators, if you will, of micro enterprise, of being solopreneurs, and creating small business opportunities for ourselves, being very enterprising. So I've always had a penchant for that as I grew up and saw how many different ways we made money, whether it was, in my own household, my mother sold everything from Mary Kay to World Book Encyclopedia to Amway. Sold, she was a seamstress, so we designed and made clothes. The after hours in the basement with the big speakers and everything else when we cooked meals. So I had a very good introduction to small business, albeit very informal in many ways. So that was the first, I guess, level of exposure. Then the second was when I first got out of my undergrad and I was doing securities planning and insurance. So I had all my licenses for insurance and securities, and that was in many ways like creating a business. Shortly after that, I got into business consulting and advising. That was actually close to 20 years ago, doing a lot of consulting to small businesses in micro enterprises in partnership with Philadelphia Development Partnership, Chester Micro Enterprise Partnership. And it really opened my eyes to what were some common challenges. And then last but not least, when I took over the chamber, the African American Chamber of Commerce, I was exposed to hundreds of businesses that were having similar challenges. And I also had the opportunity to network with the Asian Chamber, the LGBTQ, and the Hispanic Chamber. And we talked about common challenges that they were experiencing as well. So that's when it really solidified me in terms of my perspective of what there were in terms of common challenges that were experienced by Black and Brown and all kinds of businesses, but mostly small business owners in the minority community.
And how do you select the businesses? Do you have like a requirement sheet, or is it any business or any entrepreneur?
Well, the first thing is to really, have a preliminary conversation with the entrepreneur, right? Find out where they are, what their level of interest, and more importantly, what their level of commitment is. This commitment is just like any other commitment. You heard, in the introduction about me, being into also relationship management, right? And so just like any relationship, I need to know what level of commitment we're talking about and if this is actually a good fit. So much of that initial conversation is to find out whether or not this is an actually a good fit for us. And if it's not a good fit for us, then I will look at ways that it can still be a good fit for someone. And I can become the matchmaker, if you will, with some other practitioners in the space that are looking to, support businesses. And hopefully, you guys may be on the right wavelength or frequency, if you will, to be able to connect and continue to grow.
That's awesome. It is definitely needed because everybody that starts a business doesn't always have the business acumen. They just have a goal in mind, but they're not really sure of how to either achieve the goal or to maintain that goal long term over time. So it is definitely a service that is definitely needed. Especially in the Black and Brown community, because like you said, sometimes you are faced with different walls and different barriers that kind of prevent you from being successful. So to have that per se, that business coach per se, to come alongside of you and say, you know what, the kind of shake hands with other people that might be that have access to different resources that you might need, or just even if access is advice, business advice, it's helpful. So I do hope that people do reach out to you. I want people to reach out to the Black Business Accelerator Inc. I want them to be a part of what it is that you're doing, because don't be ashamed to ask for help, because the one thing about bosses is that everybody wants to be one. So
Right.
sometimes even leaders have to be coachable. That's what
Right.
I had to learn the hard way too, because I'm an entrepreneur as well. So one of my challenges was being coachable, but nobody knows everything, not even me. So to have somebody say, here's a different approach or a different way of looking at things to maybe even achieve even a better goal, or the same goal but just in another way, maybe a more efficient or effective way. So it sounds like that's something that your organization brings to the table. So I commend you for even wanting to take on that feat, because I'm sure as you encounter people that are in business, everybody wants to do what they want to do the way they want to do it. But that's not
Yeah.
always the best practice. That's not
No,
always the best practice.
you're absolutely right, Lynette. And there's a couple of things that you said that I just want to circle back to, right? So the first thing is that at the end of the day, when you talk about what you know versus what there is to know, right? Being aware of the fact and being humble to the idea that, that you're only human. And as a human being, you do have a blind spot, regardless of how intelligent you are. You still need to make sure that you have other perspectives, provided. And so, often we talk about being a boss, but I try to distinguish the difference between being a boss and being a leader, right?
A
A
leader.
boss, we want to strive to be leaders, not just bosses. Bosses is so ego driven and is so
That
focused
part.
on, this whole thing about
Mhm.
power. But if I can be your leader, what that means is that we've established some level of trust. And so
Right.
when I can establish trust, that means that the people that I'm leading, they're going to go above and beyond whatever that particular task is. And now I can also count on their eyes. I can count on their gifts to really be leveraged to the betterment of the business. And that's really what the level we want to achieve. However, it does take a lot of introspection. It takes a lot of growing up, right? It takes a lot of discernment. And you really can't achieve those things without actually having someone outside of yourself, even as wise as you are. So I'm glad that you
Right.
mentioned a lot of things about that. And for a lot of people, just being honest with themselves in terms of what are you really, what are you really? Are you someone who's a solopreneur? And that means you're a person that just wants to create a business, just that's really just your job, right? That's you just want to create a job for yourself in the marketplace versus are you a budding entrepreneur? Are you someone that is really looking to create a small business that where you will be managing some employees and ultimately you remove yourself from being at the head of it in terms of being the person that's doing all the hunting and everything else. But now, because of the systems and the subsystems you're building for your business, you can now start to manage the process, manage the system, and not actually have to be one of the main components in it, in order for it to survive. So those are some of the things that we want to talk about often in these spaces. And a lot of them are not just your MBA course studies or something like that. A lot of it deals with psychology, it deals with cultural norms
Absolutely.
and things of that nature that we need to break through. And I enjoy that space, because I'm always been a, kind of like a Dr. Phil type in terms of talking about the psychological components that's related to running a business, starting a business, maintaining a business, expanding a business. I even did a series more recently last year with Temple University Small Business Development Center, and it was a 5-part series on how to really engage in the business space, but more as an individual, acknowledging yourself as a minority business owner and all the hats that you wear, and what some of the cultural differences that exist that we don't typically acknowledge, that sometimes really mess with our vision and some of the decision making, that we do day to day. So I know I said a lot in a little bit of time, but there's a lot that you mentioned that I wanted to just circle back to. And again, I
Yeah.
thank you for the platform.
That really resonates because
I appreciate it.
especially the part about the having someone to help you because you try to do everything yourself and you just can't, you know, manage it.
And sometimes you get frustrated when it's just you, that solo team. You get frustrated because you can't do everything yourself, and you shouldn't even want to. There's everybody should have you. Everybody needs somebody, whether we
Right.
want to accept it or believe that or not. So, but we can have this conversation on and on, and we
Forever.
can go on and on, because it is, like I said, it's a topic that needs to be discussed, and it's a business resource that needs to be for people to gain access to. So I thank you for providing them with that access. You're a wealth of information. I applaud you, brother. I see you. I've been seeing you out there for quite a while before I even knew Erica. And at first I thought you was Donovan McNabb, but I'm like, no, that's Donovan. But
People
we do have
mistake
our
them.
second guest in the queue. They have the same tall stature and robust build, so I get it. So do you have any other things that you want to share? Like what you're doing next, what people next from you, and give them your social media handle one more time before we go to our next guest, please.
Yeah, absolutely. So if you want to, please, let's connect afterwards and let's talk some more about how your business can get some additional support. I do participate in the Mastermind Monday, event in partnership with the Urban League every Monday from 6 p.m. to 7:30 every Monday. So if you want more information about that as well as other activities, and as for those who may also follow me already on social media, you know that I like to do check-ins. My little check-ins are like happy hours in different parts of the country. So we did it in Atlanta, and then we just did one in Philadelphia, and then next we'll be in Houston on the 19th. And we got a couple of more stops that we're going to be making throughout the country. So if you want some more information about that, just go ahead and reach out to me on my social media handle. My IG is at Donavan S.West. That's DONAVAN S as Sam West at Donavan S.West. You could also follow me on Facebook and under the same name, and also, of course, LinkedIn. All right. So thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate
Thank
that.
you.
And I look forward to coming back. And hopefully, I'm going to pray for the technical issues to go away. All right? I'm going to burn some sage,
Thank
and I'm
you.
going to.
Yes. Next time.
Thank you.
We
We
got it
appreciate
done,
you, and
though.
thank you.
Thank you so much for
Thank you
coming.
for being on the Real Recognize Real Talk radio show. And God bless you as well. And yeah, please keep them
God
prayers
bless
coming,
you.
because for some reason my technology, it only happens when I'm on this live stream.
Hey,
It was
one
working
other thing.
fine.
One other thing I'll add, I totally understand. I use StreamYard in partnership with WURD Radio, Black Progressive Talk Media, where I host a show with Carol Riddick. It's called Love and Life, and
I'm
it's
familiar.
from Sunday through Thursday from 12 o'clock to 1 o'clock in the morning. You can catch us talking about
Get
love and
that
life. So if
plug
you ever want to check that out, and we cover different types of topics. We also encourage you to become a guest if you like. All right. So that's another thing. I know I just keep thinking of other stuff. I'm gonna
Type
get
it
off
in
this.
your chat. Type it in the chat box so people can, if you can see the chat box, type it in the chat box so I can post it, or send it to Erica and have her send it to me. I would love to be a guest. I'm an author and an entrepreneur, so I would love to be on the show. Something about love and light. I could talk about one of the books that I wrote.
Right.
But anyway, we're gonna have to go. But thank you again,
All
and
right.
feel free to stick around. I'll put you back into the room. So Donavan West, and I'm gonna bring up our next guest, Keyshanna. So hopefully this works. Add to stream. I'm not gonna touch it. I'm gonna put my hands right here because every time I touch something, so a screen pops up. So I'm really not sure why this extra step. I'm
Well,
clicking
here you
on
go.
add to
It worked.
stream, and
It worked.
then it does whatever it wants to do.
Now, Keyshanna,
There she
Keyshanna, your
is.
mic is on. Your mic is
Hi,
on mute.
beautiful.
Hello, everyone. How are you?
Good.
Good. Thank you for asking. How are you?
I'm good. I'm hanging in there, having a good time. Excited about what's going on. So yeah, happy to be on you guys' show. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for
Thank you
coming.
for joining. Thank you for joining us. So I'm going to give you a proper introduction. So it's Keyshanna.
Yes,
Okay.
Keyshanna K.
Keyshanna K in full. Keyshanna Patrice Kennedy is from Chester, PA. She is a singer, composer, songwriter, and actress who discovered a love of music at the age of 4. She studied at Cab Calloway School of Arts for a short period of time because she was waitlisted, but she didn't let that stop her. She began entering pageants and went on to win first place in the Miss Pennsylvania pageant for a singing contest. She earned runner up in the Delco Ideal competition and later served as a background vocalist with the gospel group Men and Women of Glory. The group won a Stellar Award for their song Praise the Lord. Keyshanna K later decided to start her own solo career and started collaborating with various artists and producers. She has also shared the stage with the Foursome D's and Lassiter from The Intruder, to name a few. As an actress, she was featured in Chef's Ingredients to Deception, Keys and Cuffs, and Hopeless Romantic. She was also considered for a Who Mag Grammy for her single You'll Be Good, and is currently working on her latest project, Telling My Story, working with the talented hip hop artist Judah Priest. Shout out to Judah Priest and Official 144 Records. Her sultry alto voice oozes empowering and inspiring lyrics over dope beats, I might add, that makes Keyshanna K a force to reckon with. So here she come, y'all. Put your hands together for
Thank you.
Keyshanna K. Thank you for
Thank
joining
you.
us, Keyshanna. You're
Thank
welcome,
you.
welcome, welcome.
It sounds really good when
So
you read it
again,
out loud.
This sounds good.
everybody says
You're
that.
like, I really did
Everybody
all of
says
that.
that. This is
Okay.
you. Yes,
That
this
is
is you.
impressive.
This is you. She outside. She outside.
Yes.
So so you've been singing since the age of 4?
Yes. Yep. The age of 4. I had my first
Wow.
show at my kindergarten graduation actually. So like that was like really surreal. Yep.
Was this always a passion of
So that's
yours? Was singing
Yeah.
always your goal?
Yeah. So like my mother sang, my grandmother sang, my family on my dad's side sang,
Runs in the family.
musicians all over, piano players, drummers that traveled, and guitarists. So yeah, like it was just always in my family and in my blood. So I kind of just gravitated towards that, and it was something that would wake me up at night, and I would hear like symphonies, and I would just act like I was just conducting an orchestra, and
Mhm.
it was just in me. So I'm like, well, this is what I'm going to do. So I decided to
wow.
just go ahead and start pursuing that, and here we are.
Excellent.
Mhm.
Wow.
Have you been
That's awesome. So how did you get into acting?
Um, so I had a cousin that asked me to just come on out. They was doing like open castings for something. And I'm like, okay, I'll try it out. So I came out for my first time in any audition or anything. And it was for like the role of this girl named Wendy. And I'm like, okay, I guess I'll do it. Cause they like, what are you here for? Like, who are you going to play? And I'm like, well, I don't really know. I was just told to come and just show up. So here I am. They're like, well, you look like a Wendy. You're going to be the Wendy. Now, mind you, Wendy was like the main character.
Oh my
And
goodness.
she was supposed to be like this Fortune 100 owner of the company. Like she was just boss lady. And I'm like, okay, they feel like I'm her. Great. So I did a couple auditions. I was there all day. They kept me in this room to keep auditioning with other people. They didn't even audition another Wendy.
Oh
Like they
my
was like,
goodness.
she's our Wendy. And I'm like, so
Right.
like my first time I got, the job. And I'm like, wow. So I was like, you know what, let me just keep going. So I went to study. What's the name of that place? I forget the name of it, but I started studying in Baltimore at
Cab
John
Calloway.
Casablanca. No,
Casablanca.
John's Casablanca. And I started studying with them.
Oh
I was
yeah,
there for a
that's it.
short while.
Right.
Yeah, so it was cool. It was okay, but I learned a lot from them. So I was like, let me just keep going. And then Judah introduced me to some people that were producers and that were writers and things of that nature. So we like tried myself out, and it worked out. So that's how I started acting.
That's awesome. I know a lot of times, sometimes it's not about the acting per se as much as it is about the look and the vision that the directors have. So sometimes
Hmm.
in their mind, when they're writing, they already envision what that character looks like. So when
Right,
you walked in the door, I guess they were like, "That's our Wendy,"
right,
that's what we
right.
envision when you marry the two, the talent and the look, it's a win-win. So that's
Yeah, and
awesome.
that
That's
role
awesome.
alone taught me a lot. Like, because like I said, it was my first job. um, I had to learn the lines. I had to learn how to become someone else and portray that on camera. Because he was saying like, I like your presence and I like how you are, but I need to see it. And I didn't realize that I'm trying to be all poised and trying to have myself together, but that's not acting.
Right.
Like you have to literally
Right.
show it on your face, show the emotion, show how you're
Show
feeling,
the
and
emotion.
portray it in front of the camera, and also you're helping your co actor with you, like so like you guys are
Exactly.
feeding off of each other's energy and everything like that. So I had to learn that, it was just
Did
trial and
that
error.
role have singing as well, or is
No,
just
no
just
singing.
acting?
No
Okay,
singing.
so you
Yeah.
do sing.
Hopeless
But
Romantic is
it's a good
singing.
thing.
Hmm.
It's a good thing that it's a I mean, you can take some of that acting and use it on stage. The things that you learn, it's weird how the two kind of tie in, because you're actually, when you're performing on stage, it is an act. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because the music, the band around you have to feed off of your energy as well, and then you have to play to the crowd, to the audience. So even if you don't feel like singing, you got to act like you feel like singing. Even if it's a venue that you don't really want to be in, you have to act like you're really enjoying yourself and you're vibing with the crowd and the people that are there. So the two kind of tie into each other, that kind of help, and it takes you out of that shyness. The
Yes,
acting
it does.
actually takes you out of that shyness a little bit, and it makes you more comfortable in dealing with an audience.
Yes.
Yeah,
And that
I
happens all
dabble
the
in it
time
a little
where,
bit myself, so
yeah.
that's why I'm speaking.
That happens a lot where I'll go to perform somewhere and I'm like, all right, I really don't want to sing my same song again, and I don't want to do this, but they're requesting for that song. You're like, I'm tired of this song. But then I just heard this guy, he was giving an interview, and he was saying like, you can't feel like, okay, I don't want to hear this song again, because guess what, someone in that
Right.
audience, or maybe the whole audience, is their first time hearing that, and maybe they wanted to hear that,
Exactly.
and they came and they look forward to you doing that. So it should never be a moment where I don't feel like doing it, because this is for them, and I'm putting them in this time capsule, in this place, and having them feel some, like maybe I can take them out of wherever they're going through with that song. So you always got to give it like your all, and like you said, be in the moment, be there, and okay, I'm here, I'm performing for the audience, I'm giving them my all, because that's what they came here for. Like, what are they walking away from?
Exactly.
Am I making the world a better place with my music, or I'm making them a better person with what I have to say?
Exactly.
So, can you
and
tell us
and
a little bit
also,
about your current projects? I was
go
going to
ahead.
ask you.
I'm now working on my album, which is coming out August 12th. It's on pre-order right now as well. It's called Telling My Story. So it's basically a bunch of songs that I've written with other people, and just sitting there and telling what I've been through. But it's kind of like, I feel like it's going to be a saga, or a sequel, because I have like so much more that I literally just went through before that album came out. And we started working on like new music and new things that are going to be like whole campaigns behind them, because like it's been really dramatic experiences for me recently. But I feel like from each moment, from each song, is telling people what I've been through, and hopefully I can get them through whatever they're going through.
Right. And usually those are the best songs. It's a
Hmm.
shame, because the best songs are usually birthed out of an experience
Pain.
that you've
Right.
had. So people usually can relate to, which is one of the reasons why Mary J. Blige songs resonate so much with a lot of people, because you have either have been through that or know somebody that has been through something that she's singing about, and it
Right.
kind of gets you through those rough moments. And it's encouraging, because it's like, what, if I see that she got through it, or he got through it, then it gives me strength to know that it's something to get through too.
Right.
So keep pushing that music out there, because the world needs to hear. So even if the last thing you want people to say is the same thing, to feel the same way that you feel, like, I don't feel like hearing this song anymore. I don't,
Right.
you know what I mean? You want people to
Exactly.
be like, I want to hear that song again. I want to hear that song. I want that song on heavy rotation. So yeah.
That.
One of the songs that I listened to that you sent me was Love's Meaning. that I liked. That was I really liked that song, and I did want to play it, but now I'm so afraid to. I'm going to attempt. I'm going to attempt this technology. I'm going to attempt try to
Work.
play this
Let's
song,
cross
and
our fingers it
hopefully
works.
it works. Yes, hopefully it works. I don't know if it's my system that may not be as compatible as it should be with this system, but for some reason, before Eric and I started the stream, everything was
It was
working
working.
fine. But once I started
Right.
the stream, everything just started to slow down on my end. So I'm really
Technology is a
not
gift and a
sure
curse.
why, but exactly, technology is definitely a gift and a curse. It is awesome when it works well, and it sucks when it doesn't. So just
Exactly.
tell us a little bit about love's meaning. If you just so happen to hear it come on in the background, tell us a
Hopefully
little
it'll
bit
come
about
on.
the
I really
thought
like Love's
behind.
Meaning as well. At first, I wasn't gonna put it on the album, but Judah had heard it and he was like, "Are you crazy? Like this song is ridiculous. Like I really love this song. You should really push it." He's like, "It's really like a nice love ballad." So how about I wrote that when I was 21? I wrote that song. I recently did it
Wow.
over. I did it
Wow.
over with Julian. He changed the beat and everything like that. And we added some things, took some things away. But I had never even experienced what I wrote yet. And
Wow.
then later on in life, as I'm getting older and going on, it literally, I experienced everything. And I'm like, it's like I literally write a lot of my music, um, like
Can
in the
you hear
present,
it?
but I haven't. Yes,
Can you hear
yes.
it? So this is a little bit of Love's Meaning, Keyshanna K. I'm sorry, this is how long it took to load up. Love is the word I never understand. You will always be my man, and I never let you go. And that's all you need to know. Every time I think of you, it's like you opened up my heart. There can only be one you and me. Like the tides in the sun meet the trees in the summer breeze. I need you like my heartbeat. You move me, and it only takes a second to show how I feel. It only has this long to know that it's real. Love is the word I'll never understand. You will always be my man, and I'll never let you go. And that's all you need to know. As the leaves fall, as the times change, like darkness awaits for the light, I will wait for you. Through my heartbreaks and my love fades, I will never be to show how I feel. Show how I feel. It really helps us all to know that it's real. To know what I'll never understand. You will always be my best, and I'll never let you go. And that's all you need to know. I ain't gonna give it all to him. I ain't gonna give it all to y'all. Y'all gotta get the album. Gotta give it the album.
Now how
August
can
Yes.
we
12th is coming.
how can we find your
It
album
is
again?
hot. Like I really. So Judah, shout out to Judah and Hakeem. Shout out to Judah and Hakeem. They're posting the information in the chat on Real Recognize Real Talk Radio Show.
Thank you
Yeah.
Where
guys.
you can pre-order the album.
I
So
can
it's out
pre-order
there
it.
on our. So I'll say it drops August the 12th. It's called Telling My Story, and they have a link where you can purchase it. So
Good, good.
I truly love that song, and to me, it's radio ready. Like
Thank you.
it's something that I can hear on the radio on heavy rotation, and I'm not just saying that because you're a guest on our show tonight.
Right.
It has a very great melodic vibe, and it's something that once upon a time all of us have imagined this being in love and never
Mhm.
wanting to let that relationship go. So
Right.
I kudos to you, and I loved
Thank you.
it.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
You're
That's
welcome.
why it was crazy when we
So
wrote that. Like I had no idea what love was. Like no idea at the time. So it was like really
at
crazy how we
21,
came
I
up
could
with that
believe
song.
it. I could believe it.
Like, right. Never knew. Like what? All I knew it was sounded great. That's all I knew. And it had like this feeling that I felt like that felt so good and that people could probably relate to. I mean, like who can't relate to love? It's like the highest frequency, you know. So
Exactly.
yeah, that's like one of my favorites.
And
Sound really
exactly.
good.
It does. And you have a beautiful voice. So who
Thank you.
inspires who inspires you, like in the industry, in the music industry? What artist inspires you, or who are you listening to right now?
I listen to Jasmine. I listen to her. But I'm an old school baby, so I mean Jill isn't old, but I love Jill. I love, which is my favorite artist, is Phyllis Hyman. Like I love her.
You miss
Like
a lot of Philly artists.
yeah, I love my Phyllis Hyman. I like Whitney.
Oh,
You
I
know, a
do
couple other
too.
people. Yeah, like Stephanie Mills. Um, oh my goodness, it's someone that sounds like Phyllis, but it's not Phyllis. Like I always get them mixed up, so I can't remember her name exactly. But yeah, like I have a lot of old school
Old
R&B
school or young
vibes.
artist?
I think Angela Bofield. Let me say that.
An
I know
old
everybody
school
used to
artist or
compare
a
them.
younger artist?
It's an old school artist. Yeah,
Everybody used to compare Angela
Oh,
Bofield and
it
Angela
might
Bofield.
be her.
Yeah,
Yeah,
people used to get them
because
confused.
they
They
did
look. They
sound
look
like
alike.
similar.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they
but yo,
favorite.
those are my favorite. Like I think I want to kind of do one of her songs, Phyllis,
Oh,
because
that was.
that's my girl. Like that is my girl.
yeah. Meet Me on the Moon was my favorite Phyllis Hyman song.
Yeah.
Yeah, Meet Me on the Moon. She,
Hmm.
yes, another one going way too soon. It's going way too
Yeah.
soon. So tell people how they can follow you and support your music
You can find me on all platforms. I am
on
on
social media. That
IG.
is.
Yes, I am on IG at the official Keyshanna K, spelled KeyShannak. And I am on Twitter as I am Keyshanna K, Facebook Keyshanna K, and I also have a website is iamkeyshannak.com where you can find like my latest music, videos. Also, you can buy tickets to my shows and little merch coming soon.
Excellent.
As well as her album release party. Her album release party is this Sunday, August the 14th at Dobbs on South. So make sure that you get your tickets to Keyshanna K's album release party, which is this Sunday, again, August the 14th at Dobbs on South. So if you look in our chat area, you'll actually see the link to purchase tickets for her album release party. You'll also see her website, which you probably can purchase her merch as well as anything that's related to Keyshanna. I am Keyshanna K. It's IAMKEYSHANNAK.com. So thank you, Keyshanna, for being a guest on the Real Recognizable Talk radio show.
Thank
We
you.
look forward
Thank you for
to
having
your
me.
continued success. God bless you, and may God keep you, and you continue to do great things.
Thank you. I appreciate.
Continue to shine. Your voice is beautiful.
Thank you.
Yes,
Thank you.
it
You
really is.
ladies have a good one. Thank you for having me. I hope to see you guys soon, or maybe at the album release party. Come on through.
You as well. So I actually have another event that day, but I definitely want people to go out and support it. You will not be disappointed, as you've heard one of her songs, so you go out
Oh
there to
yeah,
listen
the
to the
live
rest of the
version
album.
is and the live man. It's an experience for for me
I'm
performing live.
sure
It's like really is different.
quick question one, because as I was reading your bio and I was talking about the gospel group that you were in, so before we go, Praise the Lord, was that the song? Was it like a fast song? Praise the Lord, for he is
No.
worthy to be praised, or no? Okay. I wasn't sure. I was like, I wonder if it was that Praise the Lord song. Okay. All right. Well, thank you again, and continue blessings. Much success. Make sure y'all get her album, which drops August the 12th, and the release party is is this Sunday, August 14th. Thank you so much, Keyshawn.
Thank you, ladies.
Thank
See ya.
you.
Have a good night.
Take care.
Also want to thank Erica Sterling Bush for rocking out with me tonight and being the special guest co-host on the Real Recognized Real Talk radio show. We had two amazingly talented guests who are doing great things. I want to thank all of our viewers. I want to thank Judah for sending Keyshanna our way, Erica for sending Donavan our way as well. So make sure you support their music, support their businesses, support their efforts, because they're doing really great things. There's also different events that I also want to make sure that I mention. This week, Brick Philly has a Youth Peace Olympics, August the 15th. Next week, I'm sorry, August the 15th through the 19th. They need youth. It's a free event. So they need youth teams for their football and basketball, their sports events. So it's actually a week opportunity for kids. So if you have youth between the ages of 10 and 17 who need something to do from the 15th through the 19th, please send them to Dr. Wade and send them an email. The email is M as in Mary, Light, Light, 1940 at yahoo.com. The event is going to take place in North Philadelphia at the Community Partner School, August 15th through the 19th. Some of my friends will actually be speaking at that event as well. I have to work, so unfortunately, I won't be able to make it. So there's another event that's free. It's the second annual MCCP Hip Hop and Jazz Fest. It's September the 17th at the Lucian Blackwell Center Park. It's a free event, and you can find out more details about it and RSVP on MCCP, which is M as in Mary, C as in cat, C as in cat, P as in Paul, community.com. So mccpcommunity.com. Shout out to Eli and Lou Entertainment, who will be hosting that event. It's the 17th. It's a free event. Go on the website that I just provided to RSVP and for details. There's another event September the 4th to celebrate the 50th birthday of my fellow alumni from Ben Franklin and comedian Jamal Doman, who will be celebrating his 50th birthday at Philly Punchline on September the 4th. Tickets start at $25. You can purchase them on livenation.com or at Philly Punchline box office. So it's September the 4th at 7:30. So make sure that you support all of these events and make sure that you stay tuned for the book that Erica and I will be putting out there soon. Also, we'll provide you with the information as soon as we have it readily available to help people deal with life's challenges. Also, I want to give Erica another shout out. So again, Erica, thank you so much for holding it down. Shout out to Franchella and Tony and Liz. I see you, Liz. Franchella and Tony are in Colombia, so she wasn't able to be a part of the show. So she'll kind of see some of the technical difficulties that we saw. So Franchella, you know how it is. It's live, is not Memorex. Thank you, Erica.
Thank
Tell
you.
people about Erica is also an entrepreneur. She's a very intelligent young lady who does web development. So tell us a little bit about your business before we end.
Okay. Yeah. I have a company called Website Plant, like website PLANT. And you can find me on Instagram at Website Plant, or you can go to websiteplant.com if you would like a website for your small business, nonprofit, any type of business or organization. I've been doing websites for over 30 years. So look forward to.
So you did an excellent job. You do an excellent job in web development, and now you can add radio co-host to your repertoire.
Right, radio co-host. I want to thank Lynette for offering this opportunity. I was like, oh yeah, this is gonna be great. So I'm so happy that she asked me to come on board. Thank you.
Well, I'm so glad that you are available to oblige. So thank you. Everybody have a great evening. That is the show. Thank you for tuning in to the Real Recognized Real Talk radio show. We're on every second Tuesday of the month at 7. Make sure you tune in. And again, thank you, Donavan. Thank you, Keyshanna K. Thank you, Erica.
Thank you,
We're tuning out. Peace.